Hello, let's be real with Rieta. Another gorgeous day. I've got a repeat person who wanted to send me another question, and I thank you for that. I thank you for all of those who are praying and sending me questions that I can answer with a biblical perspective. This was sent in by LW, and she writes, I've got another one for you. You are pretty famous and inspiring for encouraging others to just love them. Can you share how this has played out for you? I would be happy to share about that. When I started reading the Bible, when I was a new believer, there were certain verses that stood out to me, and I'm going to share those today that I knew I needed to, well, I need to take it all serious, but these in particular about people who would be challenging in your life, and there's going to be plenty of those. They're going to be your loved ones, your family members, co-workers, people at church. And I found, just want to share really funny that I found God has such a sense of humor, because when I was a new believer, I remember this one particular lady that was teaching my kids in Sunday school, and I thought she seemed kind of harsh and just really like firm with the kids. And so I had already made up my mind that I didn't really care for her. And that's why I know God has such a sense of humor, because down the road we ended up becoming really good friends. And I've seen that time and time again. So I've learned that I need to just love on people and see what God has for those encounters that He puts in my life. So this one particular verse that I want to read, it's a little bit longer. It's from Luke in 6:32 to 36. It says, "But if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those whom you hope to receive back, what credit is that to you? For even sinners lend sinners to receive as much back. But love your enemies, do good and lend, hoping for nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High. For He is kind to the unthankful and evil. Therefore be merciful, just as your Father also is merciful." I just remember hearing that, going, that is so true. I mean, it's easy to love the ones who are easy to love, but it takes something else to love those that aren't lovable or downright mean to you or persecute you. And then there's some others that the Lord speaks about in His Word in Proverbs 25:21. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. Or Luke 6:27. "But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you." And in Luke 6:28, "Bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you." And then there's the one that Jesus says, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Well, if He's talking about all these things about loving, and I'm not being loving, then I'm not loving Jesus. And I'm not saying that it has always been easy, or will it always be easy in the future. But God, in John 14:26, gives us this promise, "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, He will teach you all things and bring to remembrance all the things that I said to you." And in James 1:5, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him." And that is one of my prayers every day, is God, give me your Spirit and give me your wisdom. And He's been faithful to do that. I found that over the years that when difficult people come my way, I don't know their situations. I don't know their life challenges. And even if I think I do, I still don't know the whole picture, even if it's somebody close to me. So I've learned that I need to be patient and hear people out. And even if I never get that opportunity, maybe somebody's just driving down the road and they're cutting people off or doing whatever, that I don't know that they just didn't get a call that somebody near and dear to them passed away or is in the hospital or really sick. I don't know those things. Even if they're just late, I mean, like, we've never been late to work or we've never gotten that call, and we expect all the grace and mercy from everybody else, but are we willing to give it? I don't have all this down yet. God is showing me over time that I am to love my enemies and to pray for them. It's amazing when you start praying for somebody, good things, not, I pray they'd go to heaven soon, but to pray good things on those people and to pray that your heart and your eyes would be open to seeing them just like Jesus is seeing them. It changes so much, and that I can tell you time and time again that God has been faithful, that when you start praying for somebody, He starts just melting that hardness away that you might have. So how has it worked for me? By following God's commandments and seeking His wisdom, seeking His Spirit, and knowing that every time there is a new situation with a new person, that God is working on me. And I don't have to worry about that person, whether they know Jesus or not. My responsibility is to obey His commands because I love Him. And I hope that answers the question, and I hope that it would encourage those of you that might be looking at somebody in a non-loving way to pray for them and to seek the Lord's wisdom on how to best love them and esteem them better than yourself. So that would be my challenge for you today. God bless you, and keep your eyes on Jesus.